What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here tonight, bringing you another late game review. Now, if you watched my Skyrim review, I kind of said that I might do this review in the future. Now that I've played everything in it, I've played all the DLCs, every single piece of content that is out for this game, I definitely feel like I can finally give like a definitive review on it. Now, this game is very old now, guys, so I apologize for this review being so late, but it's just something I kind of wanted to do. So the game I'm referring to today is Fallout 4. This game came out in November of 2015, so it's been quite a while, but last year they released a whole bunch of DLCs, and I had a chance to go through every single one of those, all the content. I went and got all the achievements, did everything that you can do in the game. So I think my character actually hit level 100 by the end of this, so it was pretty crazy. I even messed with the modding in it, so I kind of have some perspective on there. But yeah, Fallout 4, it was a very, very anticipated game for me, guys. When it was announced at E3, I nearly lost my mind. As you guys may or may not know, I am a huge Bethesda fan. They're easily in my top 2 favorite game developers of the current gen, like these days, you know, of like the developers nowadays. And this started back with Morrowind. I remember I was just kind of in GameStop when I was younger, this was back when I played like Halo 2 and stuff, and I came across Morrowind and I was like, what is this? I went up to the clerk, I said, what is this? And he looked at me, I remember he goes, do you have 400 hours of your life? And I was like, what, you know? So before that, you know, like, I didn't realize how big games could be. I never played MMOs when I was younger. I never really got into any MMOs until Elder Scrolls Online, obviously, but so I had no idea how big games could get, and when I played Morrowind, it absolutely blew my mind, guys. I mean, I couldn't believe how much story and quests and lore, like being able to read the books, you know, like all that cool stuff that Bethesda does. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I played that, and then I played like Oblivion and all that, and then, excuse me, I remember when Fallout 3 was announced. I had never played a Fallout game. I didn't even know what Fallout was until Bethesda made Fallout 3. So I remember seeing it at E3 that year. I think it was 2008 was when Fallout 3 came out, and I was just really excited. I was like, this is going to be like Elder Scrolls in post-apocalyptic Mad Max future, you know? So I was pumped. So Fallout 3 came out, I played it, obviously loved it. And so that brings us to this game, Fallout 4. Fallout New Vegas actually came out before this, and Fallout New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game. But we're here to talk mostly about this one today. That was just kind of a little history of why I was so excited for this. So when they announced this at E3 that year, they showed off the gameplay, like the housing and the crafting and all that, and it blew my mind. I was so excited, like I couldn't even wait for this game back in 2015. I was like, I need it now. I can't function. I mean, I remember I was going to school at the time, and like closer to the game's release, I had all these projects coming up because it was like in November, like near semester's end, and I was just like so over school. I was just like, I can't even think about this anymore right now, and I kind of just played Fallout 4 for like 4 days straight, I remember, kind of thing, because I was just so ready for it. But yeah, I loved the game. Just get that out there first and foremost. When I played it, I absolutely loved it. I did like everything before the DLC came out. I had like almost every location on the map discovered. I did everything and all that. But playing it again, and like when I played all the DLCs, and just so you know, I did throw this in to kind of play it again for a while, guys. The last couple days I've been playing it again just to kind of reorient myself, get back into the mechanics of it so I could give this review. And it definitely has problems, if we're going to be completely honest, especially in a year when The Witcher 3 came out. It's hard to deny that Fallout and Bethesda for that matter, in 2015 were not the dominant game developer that they normally are. If you guys know, like when Skyrim came out, like Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, like every time Bethesda released a game, Fallout 3, you know, like they were always like the best developer of that year. Like they would win like all the Game of the Year awards, they would get all the accolades, and that didn't happen this time with Fallout 4. And I think a lot of it is because I feel like the game was underdeveloped. That's just my analysis of it. I feel like they basically just took the engine of a game like Skyrim from last gen and they kind of retooled it to work in this Fallout universe. And I think their whole goal and gimmick with this game was to get console mods, to get mods on the console, which they did brilliantly. I mean, there's still some problems, but the fact that they got those on there, I never thought I would see mods on a console, so that was goal achieved, Bethesda. But I feel like this game was literally just a vehicle for that, and a lot of the things went by the wayside. The dialogue system in this game is really, really bad. If you guys have played it, you know what I'm talking about. It's very hit or miss. Like it'll give you like a little brief explanation of what you might say, like sarcastic, and then you don't say anything that you thought you'd say. Sometimes it's stuff you didn't even want to say, so there's that. And then the animations are really weird too. Like the character animations look a little rubbery. Bethesda's never really been good in this department, honestly, but it's kind of like after Skyrim they learned a lot from like Oblivion to Skyrim, so I was like hoping that Fallout 4 or whatever they made next after Skyrim was gonna really, really like knock the doors down in innovation and creativity and see what they would do, especially since it's coming out for next gen. This is Skyrim was for Xbox 360, this is for Xbox One, so I was expecting like at least a gap here. And like really guys, this is basically just Fallout Skyrim. That's the best way I can describe it. I mean, if you've played it or if you haven't, that's how I'm going to describe it, because almost all the RPG elements have been stripped down to nothing. The leveling system is now just a giant perk poster, and you basically just have to have like a certain, you can get 10 in every stat. It's the same special stats from the last games, but you can do 10 in every stat, and then based on what you have you can buy perks. But there's like really no leveling. Like you level, but like when you level it's like here's another perk point. There's no stats, like you can't increase like agility like in the traditional sense. There's no like damage numbers to look at really. There's not like spreadsheets. You know, a lot of the RPG has been taken out of this, and honestly I would compare this more to like Borderlands now, I guess. Even Borderlands sadly has more RPG elements than this, so if I had to compare it to something, that would be Borderlands. It's more of like an action shooter now. That aside, that does not make the game bad. This is a very good game. It's just not Fallout in my opinion. It does not feel very Fallout in a lot of ways. They really went for this happy-go-lucky feel with this game too. If you've seen the Nuka World DLC that came out, you'd kind of understand what I'm talking about there. It's kind of like the other Fallout games were very dark and serious with like hints of dark humor sometimes, but this game has gone full humor in my opinion. Almost like it's almost like a parody of itself. That's the best way I could describe it. So yeah, that's kind of my base game analysis. Very good but flawed. Overall I would give Fallout 4 like an 8 out of 10. The base game an 8 out of 10. Now the DLCs that came out, there were 6 of them I believe. There was now I did play them recently, but like 3 of the DLCs were like Minecraft editions is what I call them, because that's pretty much what they are. So I didn't really play those again because they're stupid to me. They're basically, you can build like new ramps and stuff with your housing, and that's something I didn't mention, like the housing element in this game that was really hyped. It ended up not being that good, so I never really messed around with building settlement. I built my Red Rocket gas station to be like my area where I store all my loot, but I never really built, other than to get one of the achievements, I never like built a settlement and like actually maintained it because I just didn't care. They didn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, to make me want to do that. So when they released like 3 DLCs for this, I was not pleased, and I kind of just played them to get the achievements, and then I didn't play them again. So the 3 main DLCs though is going to be, well, there's actually, let's see, there's 2 big ones. There's the Far Harbor and there's Nuka World, and then the vault building one where you can like build your own vault. It's kind of like Fallout Shelter in Fallout 4, but I didn't really mess with that much either because it was pretty boring. So I think that Far Harbor and Nuka World are the ones that really matter here, and honestly, I'll be honest, I think Nuka World is one of the best Fallout experiences I've had in a while, because although it was cartoony and very Disneyland at times, it just felt fresh. That's the best way to describe it. I mean, I really liked that Bethesda just went for like something zany and goofy to kind of end Fallout 4, because that was the last DLC that came out, and I had no problem with them going down that road. And so yeah, I would give Nuka World like a 9 out of 10. I really liked it. Far Harbor is basically like Point Lookout from Fallout 3, if you remember that. It's like a swampland, and you go to this island, there's like fog everywhere. It's kind of more of like a horror theme, I guess, and there's 3 factions there. I won't go into it, but I would give that DLC like an 8 out of 10 because I thought it was pretty good too, but I didn't think it was as strong as Nuka World. So yeah, those are like the main DLCs. There's like 3 add-on DLCs. One of them you can build cages and like do cage matches with animals. One of the DLCs lets you build a vault, like I said. The other one kind of just adds more housing things like conveyor belts, Nuka-Cola machines, you know, stuff like that. And that's kind of my biggest problem with Fallout's DLC, honestly, is I feel like I paid for the season price, and Bethesda like assured us that $50 was going to be worth this, and it really wasn't, guys. I'm going to be first and foremost, it was not worth $50, especially when you look at a game like The Witcher 3 that came out that exact same year. The amount of content that you got in The Witcher compared to Fallout 4 is like mind-bogglingly different. I mean, The Witcher is a massive game, and they gave it away for like cheap. So when I see Fallout come out with this and it's this lackluster effort, I mean, I was not very happy with that. So sorry if the DLC review is a little vague. You know, I played it again, but I didn't really go into the DLCs again. I kind of just went back to the vanilla game, looked at some of the locations that I went to, but I did play this quite a bit. The story is pretty cool. Nothing that'll blow your mind away, but there is kind of some twists in there. I won't spoil it, but yeah, guys, this is a late review of this, but like I said, I'm going to give Fallout 4 an 8 out of 10, and I really did enjoy this game. So even though I've named some negatives here, if you get this on sale, especially with like a season pass or Game of the Year edition or something, definitely pick it up. I mean, it's worth playing, especially if you like shooter games, and I mean, really, especially like shooters, because the RPG elements in this game are almost non-existent at this point. It's become a buy a perk per level, you know, like most games nowadays. So anyway, guys, that's my review of Fallout 4. What did you guys think about the game now that it's been out for a while? Do you enjoy it? Do you still play it to this day? I kind of stopped playing it. I've moved on from it, but I still do love it. It'll always be in my collection. But yeah, guys, if you still play it, or if you never liked it, maybe you're done with Bethesda at this point, because I've talked to a lot of people that feel like Bethesda's not as great as they were anymore, which I disagree. I think they're still they're gonna release Elder Scrolls 6 and it's gonna blow us away, but that'll be later down the road. But anyway, so yeah, this is Fallout 4's review, guys. 8 out of 10, and this has been Jigsaw 0097. I'll talk to you guys later.